To protect the identity of the individual that has sent me this message and expressed what they have sent to the local MP, Jack Abbott, I'm going to read out the message. I have sent this to the local MP as my mixed race neighbour and friend is missing. I'm so hurt, sad, shocked, and even cried. Mr. Abbott, I'm contacting you to help and to even speed up the dilemma and situation. I have a neighbour. He suffers with schizophrenia, and for 11 years he can't work and has injections every 2 weeks, which keeps him stable. He lives in the flat below me. I normally check on him as a friend, but recently he told me that he's been put on tablets instead of injections. He told me 2 weeks ago he's not taking those tablets. And for the past 2 weeks, he's been talking nonsense and he's out of his mind. He believes and thinks that there are people in his flat while he sleeps, wanting to kill him. He's seen things and heard voices in his mind. I know he needs to go back onto his injections because he hasn't been taking these tablets, or they're just not strong enough. He was fine when he got injections these past 11 years. And the saddest thing is, on Monday, he left all his lights on and windows open, and he's now gone missing for the past 4 days. But he'll answer his mobile phone. When I ring him, he answers his phone to tell me that he's sleeping in churchyards around the country, recently Felixstowe and Peterborough City. When he answers the phone, he's reluctant to give me his location, as he fears he's being tracked by folks who want to kill him. He said there's people in his flat when he sleeps and there are people trying to kill him, etc. Which is nonsense because nobody goes into his flat. I have a Ring doorbell camera which picks up everything, including his door, which is in front. And I've checked and I've even backdated a few weeks. There's nobody there. I called the mental health services who administrate his medication. The police even broke into his flat Monday because I thought he may be in there dead because we haven't seen him. And it's then we realise he's going around the country sleeping in churchyards. I've spoken to the council, but they haven't responded at all, which is sad. The mental health services, the people who administrate his injections, have told me that they have contacted him by phone and booked him in for a meeting on Friday the 24th of July. That's next Friday in 8 days' time, which I think is sad, absurd. This guy's on the streets and this is neglectful, without medication, hearing voices and sleeping rough, even though he has a council flat. I believe he should be sectioned right now. This is dumb, negligence and sad, and I've wept amongst my peers a few times. It's a travesty. Can you please do something ASAP to also search, locate him, and to get him into a place of safety rather than sleeping rough, and to get him back on the right medication that the mental health services give him, so he doesn't have to self-medicate himself, as he is a sick person with schizophrenia. Who is responsible for him? Nobody seems to be taking responsibility. And what if he was murdered or died as a vulnerable 62-year-old on the streets, mentally sick? This is a tragedy. I've spoken to the newspaper and he will get back to me. Whether this will make a headline, but I'm hoping you can help. Thank you. That's what I've written on my page by someone who's concerned. My issues here, that is a safeguarding concern, which is what the neighbour's saying. They are concerned. But the neighbour's also saying they have identified a change in the person's behaviour. They are now stating that the person is hearing voices and they wasn't doing that before because they was on the right medication, but because the medication has been to the point where the person is supposed to be put on tablets and take those tablets himself, that the neighbor feels that the person is neglecting themselves by not taking the medication, which has now allowed the intrusive thoughts and allowed the voices to come back. That's the thing about schizophrenia. It needs medicating, because without the medication, these are the examples of what's being heard. Voices, the things that they see, things that we can't see, so it actually feels so real to them, and it causes a lot of distress and discomfort in the person. But what this neighbor who is concerned for is saying, if the medication was right in the first place and the mental health team continued to give them the medication every 2 weeks, then the person wouldn't have neglected themselves and they wouldn't have gotten the situation. To say that they need sectioning, I would say it's a concern when people are hearing voices and there's threats to kill in there as well. And it must be very distressing for the neighbor. And I applaud that neighbor for reaching out and trying to safeguard his neighbor, because that's what it takes sometimes, somebody else to look out for another person. And I do believe, judging by the letter, that the person is missing, and perhaps there's a picture put in the media about that said person. Unfortunately, because the message was left in my thread with a photograph and a lot more detail, I felt to protect the identity of the individual they're talking about, was best to remove the photograph and let the police and the mental health team deal with this. My advice to the neighbour who's concerned is, well done you. You can safeguard by giving the mental health services all the information that you've given to the MP. Also, if you know the location or the whereabouts and telephone number, to give it to the police also, and tell them it's a safeguarding matter and a person is at risk, let alone others who may be at risk. I think it is a concern, and schizophrenia is not to be taken lightly. It's a very uncomfortable diagnosis for many, and one that does need treatment. I'm saying it because I've heard a lot of people talk to me who have had schizophrenia and told me about the voices that they heard and the voices they hear and the things that are said. And in some of those voices, they tell me that the voices tell them to injure another human being, and even injure themselves. So it is a safeguarded matter. And the point that I picked up is that the mental health service has made an appointment for the individual who can't be trusted on the words right now, but for a week's time. So that's a whole nother week of not getting any medication. And it's a whole nother week of escalating the situation and putting that man's life at risk and putting other people's life at risk. Sleeping rough because they're so scared to go back to their own council house. That is a safeguarding matter when somebody is seriously mentally impaired and unwell. So, Mr. Jack Abbott, I think the message here from the neighbour who is concerned is, I don't feel there should be a delay in medication or appointments when we're talking about someone at risk and somebody who needs safeguarding. Well, clearly the neighbour has done this as much as he can. So if anything untoward happens to this individual that the police and people are looking for, well, I will say the mental health services need to be much quicker in their approach in making sure that the person has the right treatment and do not delay it. We're talking about a crisis here. In reality, most people with schizophrenia are not violent. However, when someone is experiencing a severe mental health crisis, especially with frightening voices and paranoia, confusion, thoughts of hurting themselves or others, it can become a serious safeguarding situation that needs urgent professional attention. Thanks for listening. I'm Kerry Mussington. Mind Over Matter gives back awareness.